With the shortage of healthcare assistance here in the UK, the UK government thought it wise to have agencies to recruit people from Africa and Asia. In Africa, predominantly Nigerians, and in Asia, predominantly Indians, to fill up this gap. And because of the language barrier and culture differences, they felt like giving this opportunity to Africans, like agencies owned by an African to recruit Africans and agencies owned by Asians to recruit Asians down to United Kingdom, will make the journey smoother and more seamless. But mistake came in. Now a lot of things has been happening in the health and care visa. It started with recruitment companies giving some long hours. People sign as much as 60 hours per week, 48 hours per week on their contract, and when they get down here to United Kingdom and start the work, they see how tedious the work is and they cannot cope again. Now the UK Home Office came in and made it that it is mandatory that all sponsored skilled worker visa will work the minimum, or will I say maximum, of 37.5 hours. Now you can pick extra shifts if you feel like, but your contract must not exceed 37 hours. We felt that made sense, right? Then the second issue came in, the selling of course. They started selling the certificate of sponsorship, which is supposed to be free, and in the process of selling this, they are scamming a lot of people. People are losing their money, and some people have paid for it and they've not gotten course, and they don't even know who to run to. Now that is not even the issue, and that is not the issue, the main reason why I'm making this video. The third one now is that people who have paid for this course have arrived here in United Kingdom, do not have even if it's one shift to their name. Some people arrived this country as far as January 2023 and are making this video in September 2023. The agency that sponsored their visa to come here to United Kingdom have not given them a single shift, even if it's 1 hour shift to work, and they are not also paying them the money they are supposed to, the monthly salary related in their contract and signed, that is binding with the agency and the staff that they have recruited. This is what I'll be discussing in this video, and I would want you to listen attentively, share this video to friends and family, so that whoever that is coming to United Kingdom with the healthcare visa will know what they are getting into. They will not go into these things saying that they don't have enough information. Something actually prompted me to make this video, because actually a lot of things has been going on in the health assistant visa category, and I've decided to just keep quiet and turn a blind eye. But somebody sent me an email asking my honest opinion on something, and I said, okay, I'll call you. I called this person, and after speaking for some minutes with this person, the person said, why haven't you made a video about this on your channel? And I was like, I don't make immigration videos so much. The person said, from what you have told me, I think people need to know what they are getting into. Now the issue is not even about paying now, it's about when you gather this money and pay, and they are giving the cost, you apply for your visa, you come down here to United Kingdom and you don't have any work to do. It started with the domiciliary care. You come in and they give you domiciliary care. They give some people condition that they have to buy a car, they have to know how to drive, have a UK driver's license and all that now before they are giving shift. Otherwise you have to jump buses, start looking for who to tag along to pick up shifts. At least you have seen shifts to do. It is the means to transport yourself that is a problem. Now what is happening now is that they recruit people and they don't give them any shifts to do. And not only that, they don't give them any shifts to do, they don't pay them any money at the end of the month. Like how do you even want that person to survive? Here in UK we pay rent monthly, every of your expenses is monthly, and you are not earning money. Let me break it further down to you. If you are in the health and care visa, you have some restrictions to your visa. One of the restrictions to your visa is that you cannot work in any other visa category or in any other job that is not health and care. You cannot work, do like a cleaner's job. You cannot work in McDonald's. You cannot work as a store assistant. You cannot do any other job except being a healthcare assistant, a healthcare support worker, a domiciliary care worker, a home care home care assistant, or any work and the healthcare visa. That is one of the restrictions of your visa. So when you land here without getting a shift from the person that is bringing you in, it means that you cannot even do any other job except from healthcare. Then the second restriction to your visa is that you cannot work more than 20 hours for somebody that is not your employer. Now your employer has signed your contract and has given you 37.5 hours or 40 hours, depending on whatever you signed in your contract. You come here to United Kingdom, you're expected to do that amount of hours with your employer. If you have the energy and the strength and you want to do further work, you can pick up 20 hours shift from another agency under the healthcare visa, or pick up a bank shift from a care home or a support work or whatever you want to do, but it must be under the healthcare visa and it must be 20 hours. Now you come here, your main employer, who is supposed to give you about 40 hours to sustain your living, is not giving you an hour shift for 1 week, for 1 month, for months. Then you are left with only 20 hours. You now look for someone that will employ you to work for 20 hours. You are even worse than a student, because as a student I can work in any job category. I'm only restricted to work for 20 hours. So he said I can do a cleaner, I can be in tech, I can be an admin staff, I can be a support worker, I can be so many things. But you have two restrictions on your head, and you also probably have borrowed money to come down, so you are trying to pay up debt. How are you able to pay up this debt with just 20 hours of work, which you might even get in a low paying care home, or maybe whatever it is that you register for, and you are going home with 800 to 1,000 pounds in a month? This cannot even solve your personal needs, let alone your being able to pay back the large loans that you take to get to pay for this visa. Because as a student, there are some schools that their deposit is as low as 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds, and you will pay the remaining balance with splitted installments. So now the worst part of it is that it's Africans doing Africans. These are people that came to this country with a visa, and maybe they have stayed through their visa and they now have their indefinite leave to remain, or they are British citizens. They now open up an agency that recruits workers from back home, and they start charging exorbitant amount. People pay as much as 12,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds, 15,000 pounds to come down to United Kingdom to become a healthcare assistant. Not now you pay, you get the cost. You come down to United Kingdom, nobody is giving you any shift. These agencies are not ready to look for shifts. They are not ready to look for shifts. It's not that they've not seen shifts, but they are not ready to put in the work to go to different care homes to negotiate with them and get shifts for you. The basic annual pay of somebody that is working here in United Kingdom, the average is between 25,000 to 35,000 pounds. Now somebody sits in the comfort of his or her home and recruit somebody for 10,000 pounds. If the person is able to recruit 10 people down to United Kingdom with this means they are using now, the person has 100,000 pounds in just a space of 6 months or 1 year, and that is it. They don't do any other thing that they are supposed to do, the paperwork they are supposed to do. Now when you sign a contract of hours, of a stipulated hours here in United Kingdom, the contract is binding by you, the employer, to pay your employee that amount of hours, whether the work is done or not, especially if it's not the fault of the employee that the work is not done. Now the contract is also binding by you, the employee, to do the work when the work is being provided to you. Like when my husband is working, he signed a 42 hours contract weekly, and at the end of the month that amount is paid to him. If the machines break down, if something happens and the shifts were cancelled, it's not his fault. He was ready to work, but the work was not available, and at the end of the month he gets his complete pay. Now somebody recruits you as a healthcare assistant, you land here in United Kingdom, they don't give you shifts to do. At the end of the month they are supposed to pay you your money. That hours that they signed with you, you were available for the shift, but they did not give you any shift. They are supposed to pay you. Now they don't pay you. The problem is that you cannot even open up to report this person or to go to the appropriate authorities, because you know that one way or the other you are also faulty. Now the next thing that is happening now is that this has been brought to the notice of the Home Office, and there is an ongoing investigation for all the agencies that are recruiting people from Africa, from Asia, down to United Kingdom. They are doing a thorough investigation now, and any agency that they find wanting in bridging this with license to recruit is immediately revoked, and all the health care assistants under that visa, under that license, their course is revoked and given 60 days, that is 2 months, to find another person to sponsor their visa or to go back to their home country. Do you see how dangerous this is? You are here, you have spent 1 year, 2 years, 3 years under these agencies, and now maybe somebody that they have done something wrong to will go and report them to Home Office. The Home Office will carry out their investigation, and if they find out that this person is actually saying the truth, they revoke their license, take their license away from them, then take away all the costs that they have given within that period of time, and you will be affected. Even if you have spent 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year in that visa, it doesn't count. All those years are useless, and you are back to square one. You are given 60 days to go and look for another employer. How possible is it for you to see an employer that will sponsor you under 6 days? Students that come to this country to spend 1 year masters, 1 year and 6 months, 2 years masters, they spend that long time looking for sponsorship, and they don't even get. Some people get, and some people don't get at the end of the day, and they have to do their post-study to keep on the search. Now you are given 60 days ultimatum to get an employer or go back to your home country. Who is losing at the end of the day? Who is losing? Now our counterparts, the Asian counterpart, the Indian counterpart that were given the same opportunity as they were given, are not doing the same. They recruit these people for free, they give them accommodation, they pair them with their fellow Indians, they make sure that they find their feet. At least 3 to 6 months they arrive the country. You go to the airport, go to Heathrow airport, you see them there, pick up their employees and find where they will stay, give them shifts as the shift comes, and make sure that this person settles down. Now the African way, they will collect your money, and that is the end of communication. The way you arrive the country, they don't care. The way you survive, nobody cares. Some people go as much as packing their whole family without even knowing what is involved. Your husband will or the wife, they will resign from their jobs or sell their businesses, sell their cars, sell their houses, and come up here. Some people even go and borrow money in the false hope that I am going to work. So it's not like you're going for school, so you know you're going to work. You have already calculated your pay at the end of the month, and they are seeing that at least you are making that. At the end of the day, you're not going to be making £1. 70% of Africans, Nigerians, Zimbabwe, Cameroonians, Ghanaians, so many African countries that arrived this country in January with this agency sponsorship have not done a single shift. As I am a student struggling for agency shifts to get higher pay, they are struggling with the shifts with me. Some people are, when you go to bus station, stopping you to complain, to ask you for one favor or the other. It's becoming overwhelming. It's becoming overwhelming. Except it's a life and death issue, please and please stop coming here with all these agencies that are recruiting right now. Do your due diligence. Ask about the city that you are going to be working. Some cities are very expensive. Ask about your pay. How is it going to be? If you don't get shift, if they don't give you shift, who is going to pay your salary? Are they going to pay your salary or not? Ask questions. Not just when you hear that there is a sponsorship and you should get so amount of money, you start borrowing money, you start selling off your properties, you start packing your bag, and you get here. When you get here, reality will dawn on you. Some people even come here with less than £500. They don't even come with a bulk money because they are expecting that, okay, let me just come with £500, a little time I'll work and I'll get money to sort out myself. And you come to this country with £500. And when you arrive at the airport, you now start realizing the mistake that you have made, And when people speak up and tell you UK is hard, UK is this, people will start saying, if it's hard, start coming back. If it's hard, start coming back. How do you want the person to start coming back? Somebody is in a debt of 20 million, 15 million naira, 12 million naira, 10 million naira, and you're telling the person to come back. Some people don't even have flight money to come back. It's that bad. They don't have flight money to come back. You start calling people back home to send money for you. How much will somebody send for you? If your rent is 800 pounds, your groceries, your feeding and transportation for you to start looking for a job that you can use and survive is about 200 or 300 pounds, then you now tell somebody in Nigeria to send you 1,000 pounds, which is about 1.1 million naira. How many people will be able to part with such amounts of money? The one that is even pissing me off is that some people that have been in this country for years are actually buying this sponsorship for their cousins, their sisters, their brothers. They'll say, let them do something for you, that there is a position that came out, but there is so amount of money that they can buy it for you, that you pay them back. You agree to pay them back, they now pay for you without even doing their due diligence, like people that are in this country. When that your uncle in UK, your auntie in UK is promising you to pay for a job for you and you pay the person back, please ask that uncle or that auntie whether they've made their enquiries very well. Also make your own enquiries, because you would think that your auntie is helping you, your uncle is helping you, your life is going to get better, and when you get here you see that it's getting worse than it was. Now some people are now using it as a form of business. Even in Nigeria, they tell you that there is course available for sale, that if you want you should contact them. Go to Telegram, go to some WhatsApp group, you will see it. Facebook, if the main agency here is selling the course for 10,000 pounds, they will tell you to bring 12,000 pounds, that they have a course available for you. They have 11,000 course for 11,000, and you agree, you pay the money to them. They give the agency 10,000 pounds and give you they give the agency 10,000 pounds and keep the 2,000 pounds, which is about 2 million plus. Their cool money for not doing anything, just connecting you with the agency. Now you will be the one to carry your bag and come down to here, to this country, and see the reality yourself. They will be back home enjoying your 2 million. It's only when kasala burst, when the trouble comes out, that you will start hearing that your money was splitted and how the money was shared. You will now start hearing this person collected this amount of money and the other person collected the other amount of money. I am begging you in God's name, I am begging you, for whatever you hold there, please, if you will have to come to this country with the health and care visa, as a care assistant, as a salary health care assistant, as a care home care assistant, make sure you are talking directly to the people that you are supposed to be talking to. Make sure you are getting the right information. Make sure you are doing your due diligence. Make sure you are asking questions. Leave desperation. If you are desperate, it will becloud your sense of reasoning, and you will see yourself making mistakes that you are not supposed to make. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. I hope you find this video helpful and you share it to as much people that will be able to get this information and make informed and consented decisions, so that whatever they see, they will be sure that this decision was made with all the information and all the cards on the table. Not like you make a blinded or a one-sided decision, and at the end of the day you'll be regretting. I love you. See you in my next one. Bye bye.